Welcome to the final part of our tutorial series on how to create a simple app in Xcode. In this part, we'll be showing you how to put your app on the App Store. So first, we have the final touches in Xcode to finish with. So I'm going to click on the project file, which is this big one here, and click on Standard Editor. Okay. First of all, under Identity, you need to include a build number, a version number, and your bundle identifier. Once you have a Apple developer team, you also have this team thing, and you click it and you'll choose your team. Now in build settings, we have to change this not in build setting, in general, we go up to here, project. In iOS deployment target, we have to go down and we choose which target we want. Right now, not everyone has 7.1, so we can change that to about, we'll put it down as 4.3 as a basic app, and all phones should be able to run this. But it also depends on what kind of app you have, because some compatibilities can't be run on certain devices. Now we go back onto the calculator under targets, and we go down. As you can see, deployment target 4.3, it's all good. Devices, we've set it to iPhone, and we don't want it landscape left or right, we just want it portrait and upside down. The status bar default should be set to default, but you can change it if you want. The status bar is simply the bar at the top showing the time and the carrier and your battery. Okay, next we need to add in some app icons. Now if I click here, you can see there are some app icons which I need to do. Simply, this isn't enough to do from iPhone, iPad and iPod Touch. So we need to get rid of this and right click here and click new app icon, and we can delete this old one. And as you can see, there are a lot more icons that we need to do. So I'm just going to hide this so we can see it better. All of these boxes here are icons that you need to make. So let's say you have to make a 29 PT one. That means 29 by 29 pixels. You can't have rounded edges, so a pure square shape with your icon on it. And what you do here is where it says 1 times, you do a 29 by 29, and where it says 2 times, you have to do 2 times that, so it's 58 by 58. Here, you only need to make an 80 by 80. Here, you need to make a 76, and so on. So that's pretty simple. A launch image is what happens when your app runs. So normally it's a black screen, but you can change that to some kind of launch image of some kind. In this app, we don't need it. And once you edit those, they should all be linked in. And that's all you'd have to do for Xcode. You're now done here, and now we're going to go onto the Apple developer website. Here we go, developer.apple.com. Click on Member Center, and then iTunes Connect and sign into your okay, and we're going to go on to manage your apps. As you can see, I've got my apps here, and we're going to add a new app. Oh, before we do this, sorry about this. Let's go back. We have to go to Certificates, Identifiers and Profiles. Now here we're going to have to click on, I believe it's Provisioning Profiles. Yes. And we have to click this plus button, and we have to add a new profile for iOS, for App Store distribution. We'll click continue, and we'll have to create an app ID. So here we go, we click plus, and we can call it what we want. I'm going to call it calculator, but you call it whatever your project's called. This bundle ID is what it says in Xcode. So simply we'll go here, copy that, Paste that in. Oh, didn't come up. Yep, that's all good. We don't need to circle this wildcard app ID. That's for using multiple app IDs on different apps. So we can just click continue, submit, and that's all good. And we go back to the provisioning profiles, and under App Store, we continue, and now we've got this calculator app ID. So we click continue there. You click on your distribution here, which in this case it's a distribution one. And I'm going to call this calculator provision. You can call this whatever you want. This is just for your own reference. It doesn't really matter what it's called. Click generate. And we wait for this to load. There we go. Now we don't always need to click download, so we're just going to keep going. And I'm just going to keep this and paste it in so I can have this open. And now we're going to go on to iTunes Connect, like I said before. We're going to manage your apps. Now we're going to click add new app. And when it loads, you click the default language, which in this case I'm going to keep it as Australian English. App name, I'm going to call it calculator. SKU number, I can call it what I want. I'm just going to call it calculator atomic nitro. This is just a reference to yourself. It doesn't do anything else. Bundle ID, we can now select the new calculator, com.atomicnitro.calculator. And it cannot be changed once your first version has been approved, if you would have enabled Game Center or iAd Network. In this case, we don't need either of those. Calculator, I'm just going to call this basic calculator. There we go. That should work. Okay. Next we go availability date. This is when your app should be on the App Store after it's finished and been reviewed. So we can just keep this how this is, because that's, according to this is today, but it won't come out today. Price tier, we can keep it on free. If I wanted to put it on other thing, you got US 99 and so on. But I'm just going to keep this on free. We don't care about this discount for educational institutes, so we just could continue. Version number 1.0. Copyright, I'm going to put Atomic Nitro Games 2014. Oops. Of course, I'm not putting this on the App Store because it's a basic app. Primary category, you select your category. I'm just going to put down, let's just put, and we're going to put, what should we put? We should put productivity. And you can put another one if you want, but this one has to be done. Rating, in our app, none of this is done. We don't have any violence, horror theme, or drug use, gambling. This made for kids is for a kid section in the App Store. We don't need it, so we don't have to click this checkbox. And metadata. This is where you put all your files, for all the apps, and so on. So description. This is what it will look like in the App Store. So I'm going to write, this is a basic multiplying / dividing calculator. Keywords. You need lots of keywords so people can find your app in the App Store. So I'm going to call it basic, multiplying, dividing, calculator, and so on. Support URL, I'm going to put my website, atomicnitrogames.com. You can also put a marketing URL and privacy URL. We don't really need them. You fill out these. So for an app review contact information, review notes are optional and this demo account information is only for if your your app needs a password and a username to get in, so that Apple can use a one that you've already made. Don't need to worry about ULLA. Uploads, here you need to upload an app icon, which is 124 by 124 pixels, and 3.5 inch Retina display screenshots, 4 inch iPad screenshots. These aren't needed, but all of these are. So you can have up to 5 in here, and this one you just need 1. And it says what kind of pixels they need to be. So once you choose the files and click upload them, then you can click save. Now here I've got Photoshop open. I am going to create my app icon. So I'm going to click File, New. I'm going to call it Icon. And I'm going to make it 124 by 124 pixels. And so here, I'm just going to make it blue. Obviously, do a better job than me, please. Calculator. Sort of. And we're going to make this green, make it a bit different. Yeah, this is pretty bad. Anyway, so you make your app icon, and then now I'm going to save as, and it has to be under PNG, I believe. Desktop, I'll just save it here, icon.png. There we go. Okay, now we need to create our, our 3-inch Retina. So the there we go. Alright, 3.5 inch Retina is 960 height by 640. I'll just call it 3.5 inch, and we'll just do this. So now we go into Xcode, and we open up 3.5 inch iPhone, and we click play. Now this is the easiest way to get your screenshots. You could make your own. For 3.5 inch, it's 640 by 960 pixels. Oh, what's... Okay. This is a good issue. It says auto layout on iOS versions prior to 6.0. If this comes up, we simply have to change the deployment target to 6.0, as some of the coding involved in this app is before 6.0 use. So we have to fix that. We can't have any errors. We can have warnings, but we can't have errors. Warnings are just things that you should fix, or little problems that you have. Errors are things that stop the program from working, so they're the really bad ones. Now that we fix that up, let's hope it runs our simulator. And what we're going to do is we're going to click File and then Save Screenshot when it opens up. And that will give us a quick screenshot, so I'm just going to reopen this. Here we go. And so we go File and Save Screenshot, and that should put it on our desktop. And let's have a look. Yep, there it is. And there's our icon that we made. We'll stop that. And here, under 4 inch, we're going to choose File, Desktop. There we go. And hopefully it should succeed. And do the same with 3.5 inch and iPad screenshots. I'm pretty sure you need at least one in all 3 of these groups. And the large icon we can choose. Yep. There we go. Calculator 3. And do the other two as well. Here's the next screen on the website. And as you can see, it says prepare for upload, which means we now need to upload our binary, which simply means our Xcode project. So we've done all the information and you can edit it under view details. But now we have to click on, we have to click view details. And we have to click ready to upload binary. So we select that. In this case, we click no, no, and no. But it all depends on your app. And continue. And now it says waiting for upload. So down here, under app summary, we can go down and it should say upload binary. Oh, sorry. Let's view details. And now we're ready to upload our binary. Okay, so that's all good. So now we can go on our Xcode. And all of this is set. We're going to go product. Oh, sorry, we're going to have to click on iOS device under your simulator's SDKs. And we click on product and then archive. What this does is now it opens up the archive editor on Xcode where you can edit all your files for like provisioning profiles, and this is where you upload the application to the App Store. So it's pretty simple once you get to know it all. Good, build succeeded, no issues. And here we go. Hopefully you'll have your app icon. I didn't do it because I'm not actually going to submit this app. And then we click distribute. We then simply follow the steps, click on your iOS App Store, click onto your provisioning profile, and then click submit, and it should go onto the App Store. It will now, after you do that, it should say upload received, and then within an hour it should say waiting for review. It would be in the waiting for review state for about a week or so. So it all depends on how long Apple has to review and how far back in the list you are. But once that's all done and there are no errors, then it should say ready for sale, and that means it's now on the App Store, and that's all good. Thank you for watching this 3-part video series, and for all of the information, visit atomicnitrogames.com.au. Check out our apps, Doubling Threes or Trip Calculator HT. Hopefully we'll have a few more by the time you watch this video. And most importantly, please comment, like and subscribe, and contact us if you have any questions or queries about our tutorials. Thank you.